everybody, it's Christine. It's time for a scrapbook process video, and I'm combining it with Follow a Sketch February. And today's sketch, this should be if I'm scheduling this right, so y'all pray, I'm hopeful I have. This should be the 19th of February, so this should be the 19th of February sketch. And the sketch is by Rochelle Spears with Sketches in Time. And you've got 3 square photos, 1, 2, 3 paper layers within this kind of fishtail banner as well. So that's technically 4 pattern papers. Now she's showing like stitching across here and here, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. Of course, there's a tag. I don't know that I'll let my string hang down that far, but you know, and a little circle element, you know, a little embellishment cluster. Now, here's what I'm doing. I have got stuff from when we were in DC, from when we went to the Supreme Court. And so what I want to kind of do is where those stitching things are, I'm going to build like a pocket to stick these things in because I've got these. I don't want to lose these. And I also have a kit. I actually put it together for a counterfeit kit. I want to say it was October. I was the guest designer for the counterfeit kit. And I had this still kind of in my stuff over here. And I'm thinking I want to use it because it's kind of like, you know, you got these kind of cool, what is that called? Fleur-de-lis or something. It's kind of a fancy pattern. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I might use this side as my pockety piece. And then I have like this maybe as the background piece. That's kind of what I'm thinking here maybe. I'll see. But then I'll lose my blues. Do I lose my blues? I don't know. We've got layers and stuff here, so I'm going to work with it. But anyway, I had this over there, and I thought to myself, well, Christine, let's just use some of it up, and then you can kind of restash. Because I had these things here. These were kind of like extra little elements. And I've got some labels, so there's kind of some cool stuff here I think I might can use. So that's kind of my thinking. Yeah, so much random stickers. So I'm going to try to start with that sketch and make my pocket piece first, I think, because I want to get that going so I can know that I'll fit it. And then I'll just use these letters. I did count it and look and see. I should. Supreme Court. So that's what I'm going to go do. So let me cut up a few little things and I'll come back on in a second. Okay, gang. So what I've done so far is I have matted my photos in a little bit of a yellow. It was in my kit that I showed y'all. It's just a yellow paper. There's a small pattern on it, but I've matted those. And I have already taken that navy blue paper with the little fleur-de-lis on there. All I did was I took off about 1.5 inches, and I've taken red tape and put it on 3 sides and taped that to the beige paper, the beige base. Can I say that 3 times in a row? And you can kind of see already I've got my little, what are those called? Guidebooks or something, or whatever those are called, that are kind of tucked in there already. And I kind of did that to make sure it would fit, because I had to come down just a little bit from where she showed hers was kind of stitched in even spots from top to bottom. I did have to shift my paper down just a little bit, let's say 1/2 inch, because I knew, well, I needed the bottom to be glued, and if I did that it was going to be too tall. So you can kind of see they're just tucked down in there. And then now I've taken basically it was kind of the scraps out of my little kit over there. I had that little beige, it was a double dot, a Bo Bunny double dot. It's kind of a tannish, that's the back piece there. And then I didn't even start to use this maroon, if I'm honest. I started to use that side. You can see right there, the little beige side. But then I happened to notice one of my little guidebooks had that maroon color in it. And I thought, oh, no, this is perfect. I can use this little maroon polka dot here. So I keep having to do this, y'all, because I have my timer set too slow or too quick on my iPad, and my little sketch disappears. So you'll see me pick that up a couple of times just to double check myself. So I've got my little Bo Bunny double dot. That's that very back edge. Then I have the gold. That I think was, yeah, that was a Bo Bunny also. That was from the Avenues. That's what it was. I think that was actually from 2013 maybe. That's a really old collection. If y'all haven't checked it out, I do have a Bo Bunny Stash Bash series, and some of this paper here is from World Traveler, and I didn't use every bit of it, so it's going to go back into that stash that's from 2013. So if y'all are interested in seeing me use any of this Bo Bunny stuff up, go check out that series and kind of watch for that. But I've decided to scuff the edges of these because, well, I don't know, they just looked kind of unfinished. I almost did the Bo Bunny double dot, the back page or the back piece there, but I decided against it because I thought, well, I've got a lot of stuff going on here. And I almost inked it too, and then I thought, no, it's kind of got a little bit of a, within the pattern or the paper itself, it's got a little bit of color and a little bit of texture, so I'm going to leave it alone. So I didn't scuff the very back piece, but I did scuff the maroon, the gold, and then my little, I don't know what that is. It's some kind of pattern. And if I'm honest, I know I've got it going sideways, but I don't care. It's got a little pattern to it. I don't really care. It's just, it is what it is. Because I wanted to use it. So here I am again having to look at my sketch. I'm trying to remind myself, like, okay, what am I trying to do here? So I'm going to end up bringing that down just a little bit too. I'm up a little too high right there. But so I'm kind of dry fitting this stuff, and I'm going to end just gluing it back on here. I'm leaving a little more in than I normally do because somebody recently commented they'd like to see me do a video from start to finish. I would struggle with that because while they don't take me a long time, I can usually get a layout done in about an hour. I don't think my phone would keep that much video. I might try to do a live in the near future if I can get a time where my husband is out of the house and won't be bother me, and I don't have something else going on. I might try to do a live, but from a recording standpoint, I just don't think my phone it's always kind of pushing maximum density on storage. So I'm just going to kind of see how I can do. If I can leave as much in here as I can, I'll do that. I'm hopeful that I can actually leave this in here and I don't mess things up. But now I'm going to go ahead and I've kind of taped down my paper layers, and I've got my little pictures here from this is us standing, by the way, I should have said. These pictures are us in front of the Supreme Court while we were on our trip to D.C. Or did I say that? Y'all, I'm so sorry. I didn't go back and re-listen to my whole intro, and I made that a while back, maybe several hours ago. Anyways, I'm gluing these pictures down. I did put the foam in the middle. But these pictures, we actually took this on the first day we went to go see the Supreme Court. And I don't remember which day of the week it was. We flew up there on like a Tuesday, and we went to go try to see him, and they had closed for the day. They were closed for the day because it was kind of later, I think, in the afternoon. I don't remember now the specifics on that deal. But we took the pictures then. They kind of yelled at, we tried to get up on the steps a little bit, and they said, no, they were in session because I know what it was, y'all. I'm so sorry. We had brought snacks, okay? We had my husband, he's a prepper. Not really. I say that because every time we go anywhere, he wants to bring his own food and his own water. Well, that's all fine and good, except for when the rules say you can't bring no food and water in. So we got there. It was actually not closed because we got there. They wouldn't let us get up on the steps. That's what it was, because they were in session. But there was a little sign where you couldn't go in if you had any kind of food or water. Well, of course, we had some snacks, and he didn't want them away. And we said, you know what, that's fine. We have some time. We'll come back tomorrow. So the second time we went back, it was about, I think it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And the website said it was open until 5 or something like that. So we get there. No, it was closed. And evidently that had changed back during COVID times. And I hate to even say that out loud. I don't want to get some kind of messed up way on this YouTube deal. But they closed it. They changed the hours or something. They just never had updated the website. So dadgummit, we missed it by probably 10 minutes. I mean, it was like right after they closed. So we're like, well, gosh darn it. So we had to go back a few days later, 3 days, because we had plans for some other stuff. I think that was right there. We had plans to go to Mount Vernon and stuff like that. So we had come back a few days later, but this time we made sure we had no food or water, and we had time, and it was open. So we made it in the third time. So the third time was a charm. But these 3 pictures here were taken the very first time we showed up at the building. And we took them on the front steps. And I thought that was so cool. This building is just stunningly beautiful, y'all. If you've never been to D.C., please try to make a trip up there, by the way. Going into all these historical places is it's just incredible. The buildings are just beautiful. We get in there. I've got other pictures, not a ton on the inside, because there's a few places you're not supposed to take pictures. The other place I didn't really get to take any pictures was the National Archives. You're not supposed to take any pictures in there either. So there's a couple of places you really couldn't take pictures. But this one, because it's on the outside, I'm thinking this is kind of cool. You can see it's the Supreme Court. It's just a beautiful building, like I said. Okay, so I have nattered on about these pictures and not told you about the layout. So I've kind of glued all my pieces down. I glued my picture down with the foam behind it, and I had pulled out these 2 labels. Instead of the tag, I used a label at the top. I will go ahead and make it look kind of like a tag, though, in a minute. And then I have that little globe down there that says Change the World. I recognize this is just our government, so that's not really in the sense, I don't mean they're going to change the whole world, but I do think it's a pretty impactful body of the government. So I put that down there. And so now what I've done is on this little label sticker here, I went ahead and I tied a little bow out of whatever that string's called. It's not embroidery thread, but it's some kind of like knitting thread or something. I tied a bow and I stapled it because I thought that looks kind of cool. And then I found a couple little pieces of stuff in my stash. I had to go digging a little bit more because nothing on my sticker sheets was really going to work. And I found these two like envelope looking things. And in my head, I'm going, well, they look like documents. And then there was this kind of interesting crossed arrow chipboard piece up there. I stuck that up there. So I kind of like that. And I have also got the blue letters. I spelled Supreme Court down there. Now, if I didn't, I don't know if I cut it out. I don't think I did. I nattered around with those darn letters for a bit because I had to organize them just right for them to lay. I don't know if I left that in this film or not, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't remember, and I was nattering about the picture. So if you watched me do it, then you know what I did. But I had to organize my letters just a little bit. So now I've got my tag or my faux tag, I guess you want to call them my faux tag up there for my journaling. And then I went in and I found these little gold stickers. One says documented and one says record this. And again, I'm just kind of in my head thinking it's, recording and laws and all that kind of stuff. But that's all I'm going to do this layout, y'all. I think this looks pretty much like the sketch. Like I said, I kind of tweaked it, to use it for my purposes. But I really like how it turned out. I did add some journaling. I didn't do it on camera, but you'll see it in the pictures here. I just basically said one of our favorite places to see in D.C. was the Supreme Court. Took 3 tries, but we made it. And here's where I'm just showing you that those will pull out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you follow the little hashtag for the Follow Us Sketch February. And we will see you next time. Bye.